Estaba aquí en mi rincón de lectura leyendo por segunda vez este libro, DEFCON 1, de Randy Gage, que es sin duda un libro que toda la gente que quiere liderar a niveles altos debería leer, porque te prepara para las situaciones más difíciles que puedes vivir en el mundo del liderazgo. Y me estaba preguntando, cuando estaba leyendo el capítulo 7, son todas las cosas que podrían destruir a tu equipo. Por ejemplo, habla de cuando hay gente que recluta personas de otro equipo, cuando tienes a un líder que quiere hacer lo que se le antoje y no quiere ponerte atención, cuando un líder es demasiado tóxico. Y dije, qué buen tema, este es un buen tema para hacer un video y para decirles qué haría yo para solucionar estas cosas o para prevenirlas, para que tu equipo pueda vivir para siempre. Pero entonces se me ocurrió que en lugar de decírtelo yo, podría llamarle al creador del libro para que te lo diga él mismo. Así es que eso es lo que hice, y aquí te dejo a Randy Gage contándote cómo prevenir todas estas catástrofes.
So I was doing a high-level leadership workshop, kind of a symposium really. So this was a session just for people who earned $1 million a year and more for their bonus checks. And one of the interactions came about. One of the attendees asked me, but what's your day like? You know, what's your routine? Other than, you know, you get up, do you have your coffee, do you exercise, whatever. What does your business day look like? And I think I shocked the poor girl who asked it, because I said, well, let me give you an idea of this week where I'm at. I have one of my top leaders who was been a best friend of mine for decades, who isn't speaking to me right now because I didn't put him on the platform at my last major event. And I left him off because his business isn't growing, it's going backwards. He's not qualifying for that. And I can't really put him on the stage and talk and present him as somebody who's building the business, because his business is going backwards. I have two other top leaders. They're not speaking to each other. They're not speaking to me because, or one of them isn't, because I gave one 35 minutes at an event and the other one I gave 25 minutes. And I have a mid-level leader who is starting a war with somebody cross-line because they became friends at an event. That one of them was opening a gymnasium and suggested the other person invest, and the other person invested and the business failed, and now the one wants his money back and he wants me to throw the former gym. And I have another leader, top level, who's having an affair with somebody 2 levels below them, and that's kind of what my average day looks like. The $1 million producers in the room, the people who already make $1 million or more a year, they could only just laugh and nod their heads and say, oh my God, that's exactly what my week looks like. We're talking about DEFCON 1, my latest book, and this is a leadership field manual, a manual for field leader. And chapter 7 is about the dangerous field dynamics. Your primary thing is not running meetings. Your primary work is running the organization, keeping the team focused on one vision, one objective, which is probably something very tangible and specific, like building to the next major event. We have to keep the team centered upon that vision, so we have to keep them from killing each other. And that's what you're doing on the leadership level. Some of the things, you know, we're talking about in this chapter, cross-line navigation, if you have a rogue leader unplugs, if a leader is a toxic person. Here's a common one. You have a leader that doesn't have a lot of self-esteem maybe, or perhaps they're afraid of speaking in public, being on a platform, hosting a streaming presentation online, and they want to sit back and they want you to be the face of the organization. And it could be tempting for you or me as a leader to say, okay, well, Susie doesn't really want to be up here. She wants me to be the star, and I love getting the standing ovations and the adulation, and it's kind of fun. You got to resist that. You have got to work. You got to counsel with Susie and let her know, hey, your team needs to see you up here. Your team needs somebody to believe in. They want to know. They want to take pride that I'm on Susie's team. Remember that at their ultimate level, everybody looks for something bigger than themselves to be a part of. It's why they join gangs. It's why they join religions. It's why they join movements. And your job and my job as leaders is we've got to keep the team focused on that bigger vision. We have to build belief. You've heard me say it a million times. Hope is what gets people into the business. Belief is what keeps people in the business. The vision that you have for the team, that's what's going to pull people forward. That's what's going to kill off all the little distractions and the petty jealousies and the silly arguments. And that's what's going to keep your team moving forward so that we want to get everybody in the team working toward the highest possible version of themselves. And that's what we do as a team leader with the team events, the tools, the campaigns, all of the infrastructure, the training agenda is helping people become the highest possible version of themselves. Peace.
Ahí está, si te gustó, consigue el libro de Randy Gage y dale like a esto y suscríbete y ponle la campanita porque ya sabes, esta es la mejor fuente de información para la gente que quiere hacer su red de mercadeo en grande.